Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of Vlogmas. So I travel quite frequently for my job, and I thought in today's video I would just share with you guys some tips I have for traveling. Now, whether you're using these tips for personal travel or for work travel, obviously that part is irrelevant, but since I do it so much, I feel like I have some tips and tricks that I can share to make your life a little bit easier. So first up, I get a lot of questions on what I actually do for a living, so I'll just share that briefly before we go into the travel tips. But I have been a nurse for a long time. I always have to sit and think exactly how long I've been a nurse for, like 18 years, I think, or something like that. I've lost track at this point. I actually worked in a hospital for a long time before I went to the current job that I'm in now. So I have quite a bit of experience in quality improvement and acute care nursing and utilization management, case management, lots of different things. But I'm now in a position where I work as a healthcare consultant. And so a big part of my job is traveling all over the country to different hospitals and doing consultations. And so in any given month, I can be traveling up to 3 weeks out of the month. Typically, it's 1 to 2 weeks of travel every month, but there have been months, heavier months, where I've done up to 3 weeks of travel in a month. I prefer to keep it to 2 or less just because it's hard on my family and it's kind of hard on me as well. But I really enjoy my job. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my coworkers. I find so much fulfillment in my job, and I've worked really hard in my career, in my education. I have a master's degree in nursing administration, and then I also have several certifications. I have my CPHQ certification. I have a Forrester customer experience certification, and then I'm also a certified PreCheck change practitioner. And so most of the time when we're going out to hospitals, we're doing consultations, we're interviewing staff, we're teaching, we're doing lots of fun things. And so, yeah, it's just part of my job, and I consider myself super lucky and grateful that I get to have such an amazing job and I get to do what I love every single day. Okay, so on to the travel tips. So the first thing that I would say is that try not to check bags if you don't have to. And what I mean by that is that solely use carry-on luggage. Now, the majority of US airlines allow you to have one carry-on piece of luggage and then one personal item. I use a carry-on size suitcase, and then my bag with my laptop is my personal item. I also have a small purse that I can actually fit inside my backpack, so I can get that down to 2 items. But the reason why I really don't like checking luggage is because it just adds so much time on to your travel. So when you check luggage, you typically have to get to the airport a little bit earlier so that you can allow for time to do that. You also have to wait at baggage claim for your bags whenever you reach your destination. And sometimes that in and of itself is kind of hindrance for me, because I might be meeting other folks at the airport, some of my colleagues who are arriving later. And so if I can have all of my stuff with me, then obviously I don't have to worry about rushing out to baggage claim. It also is super helpful in the event that they would lose your luggage. Now, in all the times that I have traveled and checked bags, which I don't do very often, I've never had my luggage get lost, but I know plenty of people that have, and it just makes me feel a lot better, especially if I'm going somewhere for work, that I have all of my clothes with me and I'm not gonna have to, you know, scramble and go to Walmart the night before I'm supposed to be somewhere to try to find dress clothes. I'm gonna have everything with me, and I know that it's with me, and I'm not gonna lose it. Not checking luggage can also cut down on your costs, especially if you're on an airline that makes you pay for checked bags, so just keep that in mind as well. Now, I personally have never had an issue fitting all of my stuff into a carry-on piece of luggage. I find that investing in good quality luggage, especially if you travel frequently, is something that is really important. Obviously, the cheaper luggage that you buy, the less quality it's going to be, the less longer it's going to last. I have been using base luggage for probably the better part of this year, and I'll link their site and anything I talk about in this video down below. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just really love their suitcases. I find that you can really fit a lot in there and they are super durable. I'll also link the laptop bag that I have down below. I bought it on Amazon. I'm not sure how you pronounce the brand. I think it's Thule, Thule. The reason why I like this particular laptop bag is that I can fit multiple laptops in it. So when I travel, obviously I need my work computer, my work laptop, but then since I also do YouTube, I have to bring my personal laptop with me because most of the time in the evenings at the hotel is when I'm working on my YouTube channel. And this backpack is great for fitting 2 laptops in. It also has a side zipper so that you can access it from the side. The other thing I really love about it is it fits perfectly under the seat in front of you when you're on the airplane, and it also has a bunch of pockets that fit all of my stuff. So for example, when I travel, I also bring like my microphone for recording voiceovers because like I said, I'm working on YouTube stuff, and I can fit all of that stuff in my laptop bag with no issue. I have tried so many different configurations of laptop bags. I've tried rolling ones, I've tried over the shoulder ones, and personally, if you're going to be traveling a lot and walking through airports and hospitals and wherever you're going, I prefer a backpack because it's easier to carry, and like I said, it fits perfectly under the seat in front of you. Another tip that I have about packing, especially if you're going to pack a carry-on and you want to try to get the most things in there as possible, is that you do need to roll all of your clothing. And what I mean by that is to, you know, fold it into a narrow thing like this and then roll it up and place it in your suitcase. If you don't roll your clothes, you are not going to fit them all in there. Just trust me on this one. So definitely roll all of your clothes. That will save you a ton of space, and it does take a little bit longer, but once you get it down, you can do it with minimal effort. Another thing that I do when I travel is, and I don't always do this and it's not always possible, but especially if I'm gonna be somewhere for a couple of days, I try to choose a hotel that has rooms with a little kitchenette in them. Marriott, I personally stick with Marriott because I want to keep all of my points and loyalty with one brand. And so I know, like, for example, for Marriott, there's like Residence Inn and Town Place Suites. Most of those names of hotels will have kitchenettes in the rooms. Now, obviously eating out is fun. Everyone loves to eat out at restaurants, but when you travel a lot, it can honestly get quite old. Like, you're just tired of eating out and you want to cook your own food. And so most of the hotel kitchenettes that I have seen have at least a stovetop and a microwave. Obviously that limits to what you can cook. You don't have an oven to cook things, but you can still cook quite a bit of things with a stovetop and a microwave, right? And so I find that making sure that at least you have a refrigerator in your room is very helpful, because then you can make sure that you have water and soda and whatever you need. I frequently also will buy things for my lunch to take with me because, and I know this doesn't sound very intuitive, but actually hospital cafeterias are some of the worst places to eat in terms of finding healthy food. And if you're like me, like right now you're on a little bit of a health or weight loss journey, you want to be able to eat what you want to eat and not what is dictated to you by some hospital cafeteria. And so I always try to take a Tupperware with me so that I can bring my own things. I just pack it in my suitcase, and then I also always try to bring some quart-sized Ziploc bags with me so that I can bring, you know, nuts and beef jerky and a sandwich if I wanted to with me to lunch. I also do sometimes order Instacart, so that's something that's great to have. Or if you have Walmart Plus, you can get delivery probably wherever you're at in the United States. There's likely going to be a Walmart. So let me show you really quickly an example hotel room grocery haul that I did, just to kind of share with you how I think about things that I'm getting while I'm staying in a hotel. All right, so I thought I would just show you kind of what like a typical hotel room work travel grocery haul looks like for me. So I'll kind of talk you through what I got and the rationale for each. So I got these at Target. So we'll start over here. I got a package of Triscuits. So when I'm buying groceries, like to stay in a hotel room, I'm trying to get things that will work for multiple purposes, right? So I got these Triscuits, and along with that, I decided to get some some sharp cheddar cheese, because obviously I can eat that with the Triscuits. And I also like to eat my cottage cheese with crackers as well, so that's something that can go with that. In addition, I also got a few packets of tuna and a little jar of mayo so that I can make tuna salad for one of my lunches one day, and I'm planning on having that with the Triscuits. Okay, I grabbed some cottage cheese. I like to eat cottage cheese with my breakfast a lot of days, and then it's also a good side, high protein for breakfast and lunch, and a good snack. I was able to get just kind of a smaller container, so that was good. I grabbed some steam in the bag cut cauliflower. I figured I could have this as a veggie side for a couple of my dinners and maybe leftovers for lunch while I'm here. I got a bag of the Oh Snap pickles. These are really nice to grab because they are a smaller portion and you don't have to buy a whole jar of pickles. So I'm planning on chopping a few of these up and adding them to the tuna and mayo. I did check downstairs at my hotel, and for breakfast you can go down there and grab ketchup and mustard packets, and so if I want a little bit of mustard, I can go down there and grab some to mix in with my tuna. I also got some sour cream because I'm kind of thinking I could do a baked potato one night as a side, and then I could also do loaded cauliflower. So like cauliflower with cheese, sour cream. Ideally I would add some green onions to it. I don't have that, but whatever. So that's what I grabbed that for. And then I got some steak sauce because I am gonna make some burgers and cook those up. I've got a cooktop here in my hotel room, so this is really good to season the burgers. And also I have a leftover steak that I ate earlier that I wanted the steak sauce for, so that's kind of why I got that. I prefer A1, but in the interest of buying a smaller container and cost, I got the Target brand. I got this ground beef because I thought I could make some bunless burger patties out of this, so I can use the beef with the steak sauce. They do actually have, where's that? Some salt and pepper in here, so that's good. And then I can have that with like the pickles on top, and then on the side I got a salad to go with that, so just a Caesar salad kit, so I can use some of the lettuce for the burgers, eat a Caesar salad on the side, eat some cauliflower on the side, baked potato on the side. So that was kind of my reasoning for that. And then I also got some of this beef biltong. This is just kind of like a beef jerky. It's really good. I've gotten it at home before, so for snacks to take to work with me and just to have probably for the flight home also. I got this beef biltong, and then I also got these everything cashews. I haven't had the Target brand before, but I've had a different brand of these and they were really good, so got that. I was gonna get yogurt, but they normally have that at like the continental breakfast downstairs, so I'll see tomorrow at breakfast what they end up having. But I also got some coffee because I checked out the coffee situation here. There's a regular coffee maker, however they have these crappy like 1 cup deals going on here. So I found some coffee filters and I decided to get some of this so I could have like decent coffee in the morning. I feel like that's one of the things about traveling that's like the most annoying, is that you never know what kind of coffee you're gonna get. There is a Starbucks around here that I can drive to, but sometimes we don't have time for that. Got the potato for a baked potato. I don't have an oven here, but I have a microwave, so that will work for that. I got some butter. So I tried to find a smaller container, but I really couldn't. So I got that to go with the potato and the cauliflower and whatever else I need it for. I'm sure they have, you know, English muffins or bagels or something I can toast up for breakfast in the morning. I got a pack of these mini Diet Pepsi cans. These aren't really big, but it's just nice to have diet soda in my room so I don't have to keep going down to the front desk and pay $4 for one, you know, 20-ounce bottle of Diet Pepsi. And I do have ice trays in my fridge so I can make my own ice. And then I got 2 bottles of Smart Water. I always like to make sure, if I don't have anything else, I always like to make sure I at least have some diet soda and some water in my room with me, because you never know when you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night thirsty. And obviously if you're in a hotel room, you can't just go downstairs and get a glass of water, right? So that is what I got from Target. Another tip that I have is to have dedicated travel products that don't leave your suitcase. And what I mean by that is that I have a set of travel everything that I keep inside my suitcase and that never leaves. So I have a toiletry bag that has all of my shampoo, deodorant, perfume, cotton pads, toothpaste, toothbrush, but basically anything that you could ever need. And none of that stuff ever leaves that bag, because the more that you're unpacking and packing something, the more chance you have of forgetting something. And if everything is already packed for you, all you have to worry about is replacing the items that run out. I do the same thing with my makeup. So I have a dedicated travel makeup bag in which I basically have duplicates of everything that I use at home. So I have foundation in there, concealer, mascara, basically everything that I need to do my makeup, and it never leaves that particular makeup bag. This ensures that I always have that stuff packed. It also saves me a lot of time because I don't have to worry about unpacking it and packing it every time. The one tip I will say is, especially if you're going to have a carry-on, make sure that you don't have large bottles of liquids. I forget what the limit is. I think it's around 3 or 3.5 ounces. All of your things have to be in travel size, which means that you do need to invest in travel size toiletry products. But I honestly think that most stores have a pretty good selection of those. I personally like Target. I think that they have the best selection of travel items. Walgreens is also really good, and then Walmart obviously has some travel size items as well. But always keep that stuff packed, then you don't have to worry about packing and unpacking it, and it just saves a lot of headache and you'll forget things a lot less. This includes a brush. For the longest time, I did not have a travel brush, and I can't tell you how many times I would go somewhere and I wouldn't have a brush to brush my hair when I got out of the shower. And let me tell you, that is very interesting, because some hotels actually have like a little store or place that you can go and get things, but they didn't always have a comb or a brush for me. So just a tip from me to you on that one. The other thing that I always have packed is my electronic bag. And I do the same thing for this. I always keep a set of cords and chargers and whatever I need in this little case. And I'll link this one that I got down below. It's cheap on Amazon. I keep in there obviously a portable charger for my phone. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a plane and they might have an outlet, but it might not be the right type of one for you to plug in your iPhone. And so having a portable charger is definitely a must. I also have a portable charger for my Apple Watch, which is also super helpful. It's rechargeable, so you can take it with you. And then I always keep in here sets of headphones or earbuds. So if my AirPods die, I have headphones that I can listen to my phone. I also have like traditional earbuds here with a microphone that I can use with my laptop. And then this is the side where I keep my rechargeable battery. And then I always also have a clicker with me. This means that if I'm somewhere giving a presentation and they don't have a clicker, I have my own. I know it sounds silly, but when you're up presenting or teaching a class and you don't have a clicker, it's pretty annoying. The other thing that I recently invested in is an actual portable laptop charger. Now, this takes up kind of a lot of space in your backpack, but if you're somewhere where you don't have an outlet, it's totally worth it. And I can link this down below as well. Essentially, you can plug anything into this. So you can plug your laptop into it, you can plug your phone into it. I have used this so many times on a plane when I'm trying to get work done and I'm on like a 3-hour flight and my laptop is about to die. Boom, I just pull this out, turn it on, plug my laptop in, and I'm good to go. This thing is heavy. It actually takes a long time to charge, but once it's charged, it will last for like several charges with my laptop. So again, it's a little bit of an investment, but if you travel a lot, or even if you like to like camp and you want something to charge things in your vehicle, this is a great investment. Okay, so also if you take medications and you're like me and you have better living through pharmaceuticals, aka antidepressants, you need a travel medicine case. And this is one of my favorites because it's small and I can keep it in my backpack. And one thing that I have found is that I always keep this stocked and in my backpack, because I've run into a situation before where I was traveling and I forgot my medications, and that is kind of a scary situation to be in, especially if you're on certain medications that you need to take every single day and you're somewhere for 4 or 5 days. Like, hello, you need your meds. in that situation, I was able to get them from Walgreens, but it was a pain in the ass. And so I always keep this little buddy stocked up in my backpack. Essentially, I put all of my daily meds in one side where they're, you know, sectioned out by day, and then on the other side I keep my vitamins and any other medications that I want to have on hand, so like Midol or Excedrin or whatever I need to have in there, and it works super well. It holds 6 days of meds. I got this on Amazon, so I'll link it down below. Okay, the other tip that I have is to download whatever apps that you're flying on that particular airline. So since I fly frequently, I try to keep all of my flights on American, but it doesn't always work out that way. If you can do that, then you can sort of maximize your points with one particular airline. But depending on where I'm flying in the country, I might have to fly Delta, especially if I'm going to the South. I might have to fly United, especially if I'm going to Denver. It just depends on which airports are certain, you know, hubs for certain airlines. But by and large, I try to keep my travel with American, but definitely download all of the airlines apps. The great thing about not checking bags also is that you can check into your flight 24 hours ahead and you can get your boarding pass. This means that you can just go to the airport and go straight to security. You don't have to stop at the desk. You don't have to talk to anyone. You just walk straight up there. So highly, highly recommend getting those airline apps. And then obviously if you can build up your points with one, you can get free upgrades. I frequently will get upgraded to first class just because of my point status, which is really nice. And then also you can download your boarding passes and add them to your Apple Wallet on your phone. So it's super easy to pull up your boarding pass. I don't use paper boarding passes anymore. It's just one less thing that I have to carry and that I have to worry about. I also highly recommend getting TSA PreCheck if you are a frequent traveler. It will save you so much time at security at the airport. I can't tell you how much time it has saved me, especially in super busy airports. Highly recommend getting that. There is a cost to it, but one hack that I have for that is that if you actually get certain airlines credit cards, a lot of them will reimburse you for your TSA PreCheck costs. So for example, I have the American Airlines credit card, which is super nice because I get reimbursed for my TSA PreCheck every 5 years, and then I also get complimentary access to the American Lounge when I am in airports. This is something that I cannot recommend enough, especially if you are in airports a lot. You don't have to sit out in the general public and find an outlet and eat some crappy airport food. You can actually go into a nice lounge. You get, most of the drinks are complimentary, but you can also get complimentary food. They have a breakfast buffet, which is one of my favorite things. And honestly, the reason I like it so much is just because it's a quiet environment. So if you really do want to go in there and either take a nap or do some work, you can definitely do that. So definitely check that out. Obviously, if I flew Delta or United more frequently, I would probably use one of those credit cards, but I use the American one because that is the airline that I fly the most. One other sort of tip I have is to try and fly earlier in the day if you can. If you fly earlier in the day, you have less chance of getting delayed. The more and longer you go into the day, the more chance you have of getting delays and cancellations, and no one likes being stranded in a city overnight when they just want to go home. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you found this video valuable, and if there are any travel tips that you have that I haven't personally mentioned in this video, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for coming back for another day of Vlogmas, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.